was the only thing my father ever gave me. Just keep this house alive, and you'll be safe.
This old house is structurally sound.
I want it gone. Just tear it down, start over.
I have a child!
I'll take care of him.
Keep this house alive.
I promise.
It's the Big Chill meets Friday the 13th.
Father Joe, is that you?
You two know each other?
I've been down on my knees many times before him.
I gotta get me a collar.
It's a funny movie, it's a scary movie, but most importantly, it's about healing.
I'm just going crazy. It feels like
It's about a young man, Jack, who was a music producer, manager of a couple bands.
How we doing?
I'm great, man.
We're singing for the people, remember?
Yes, right. We're singing for the people from the label.
Hey, time to be a rock star, all right?
Gentlemen, give it up for Tommy Cole!
He's a spoiled, bratty, ambitious heir to a family home. This guy is a drug addict and he's an alcoholic Let's talk drinks. And can't sleep and hasn't slept his entire life. He's got demons inside him. His mother was killed in the house, even though he was told it was a suicide.
Mom.
So he's a mixed up kid. His father's dying, and he makes his son promise not to tear down the house.
And of course, I promise and say, yeah, of course, Dad, I'll keep it. And he doesn't know what I saw. I know I saw it, but I'm not sure.
Of course, the old man dies.
Cut to Jack tearing down the house.
You know how much I hate this place?
Just tear it down, start over.
Flash forward 2 years later, I built this huge party mansion.
And he and I decided to have a party, big housewarming party.
There's naked women and drugs and booze. Everything he was against, I'm doing just to spite him.
Parties are just a reason to drink and to whore around.
What the fuck is going on, Jack? Can't you feel it? What? Him. I'm sorry. Just fucking relax, okay? I just want these people out of here.
He's pretty much going through an emotional breakdown at a party. He doesn't know why.
Jack, is there anything I can do for you? You made a pact. I promise.
Just get him out!
You have to get out of this house. You have to get out of this house. You have to get out of this house.
Jack!
Let's get him inside.
Covers the 2 years in the life of a nervous breakdown.
All I wanted to do was fly away. Which, of course, I can't.
And then people start dying one by one.
I was a ghost whisperer. I was a horrible ghost whisperer because I couldn't sense anything that was going on in the house.
The fun part, man.
I just die. I just die a horrible death because I was a bad ghost whisperer. I mean, if I was any good, I would have seen it coming.
Electricity, 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 electricity.
Oh, shit. Too fast, too Oh, shit.
We were able to attract some pretty cool people to this genre that had not done it before.
I've known Joe for years. We kind of keep crossing paths at different points in our careers. Actually, my very first job in this business was with Joe Mantegna.
He was submitted to us, and I didn't think I would get him, but he liked the script.
I hadn't done a film in 2 years, and the first scene up was this huge emotional scene with him playing my father, and he's dying. I was beyond nervous. This guy's won a Tony, he's nominated for Emmys, he's on a hit show on CBS. Like, God, what did I get myself into? And he was so good and so professional and so easy to work with. I mean, I was on cloud 9.
He was great to work with because he actually wanted me to direct him. He would say, okay. And I'm going, you're asking me? But a couple of times I said, a little less Joe Montana. He'd go, oh, good, okay. And it was great. Gail O'Grady, has had 2 television series.
Multiple Emmy nominations, NYPD Blue, American Dreams.
And what she brought to the production was something that Chris or I, no matter how much money we would have had, would have been able to bring.
She would be on set making phone calls in between takes to raise money, and then at the last second when the house we were supposed to shoot at fell through, she said, just come shoot at my house, and just opened her doors for us to destroy her house for 2 weeks. Her generosity and her commitment to the project is more than what Bruce and I could have ever hoped for.
I don't know if it was so much a producing hat that I was wearing as much as getting on board and helping a friend that was passionate about the project. I am a big supporter of the independent world. I have this kind of paint the barn and put on a show mentality when it comes to filmmaking. And when people come along and they are enthusiastic and passionate, it's contagious.
Really, without Gail, I don't know if the house that Jack built would have ever gotten finished.
It's all her, so.
No.
It is. It's true. I mean, that's not just blowing smoke. That's true.
That is true.
My favorite person to work with in the whole film was Peter Onorati. He plays Grandpa Jack in it, and he's so scary, and the makeup is fantastic, and he looks so realistic. God, we had so much fun, and it was just awesome to work with. I would like to work with more actors like him, for sure.
He's the kind of friend that I can call up and say, what are you doing for the next couple weeks of your life? Why are you asking? And I'd say, well, just show up, with a white shirt. We need you to act in a movie.
Gail O'Grady is a very good friend of mine, and she called me one day and said, I'm going to send you a script. She said, bottom line, you got to do this for me. And I said, I'll do anything for you, Gail.
Peter is the kind of guy that will show up and do that and not just show up, but he fully commits to something because he takes his craft very seriously.
This one in particular, though, was the first time I've ever worn like an appliance, some incredible FX makeup. It was a whole process. It was something that big actors get to do. And so I did it.
You tore down my house. Peter was great to work with. He played the heavy. Gail had brought him on. I'd never met him before. I knew his work from everything on television. He's one of those guys that's like, oh, that guy. But you wouldn't know his name. He's got like 200 hours of film under his belt. He gets killed in Goodfellas. There was one scene, I'll never forget this one scene, he had to do a graveside scene, talking to his dead wife. And he had to cry. And we didn't have a lot of time. Comes up to me and says, do you got any ammonia? That stuff you spray into the eyes. I said, you're not gonna need that. He goes, I think I will. I think I'm gonna need it. He said, it's an awful tough scene to do this quickly. I go, no, I want you to do it without it. And he went out and it was great. Just bawled his brains out. He was great. I loved him.
Chris is an actor that will try anything, do anything. He was really open to trying things different ways, and I like working like that.
Jackie, listen to me. You're in danger.
It's fun to work with an actor that just doesn't lock into something and that's the way they're gonna do it.
I can't do it. I tried. So fire me, Jack, please, if you have any mercy.
Didn't you guys break up last year?
We did, but it's a special occasion.
Yeah,
Chris came up with the goods in every moment that he had to, in a very, very tough situation, because he's also a producer of the movie. I mean, there were times when he had to put out a fire, a budgetary fire, an emotional fire with somebody wanting to walk off, and then shut that down and then walk down the hallway and do a scene. He turned in a performance as well as took charge and managed things. That's mature.
Action, Chris.
Chris is a great guy. It was fun working with him because I'd never worked with him before. So my first real experience with him acting was our very first scene that we did together, where we have our confrontation and our heated moment.
Who the hell are you talking to? You think I don't know how to take care of him? Is that it?
I didn't say that.
The hell you didn't. He's family, just like you are. I have you on.
I got a lot of great energy from him. You know, I would definitely work with him again, that's for sure.
Chris is a sponge, absorbs everything that's around him. He can tell there's a flea on that dog over there. I can't. If there's an elephant on the flea, if it's not about me, I'm not interested, I guess.
I came from a small little farming town back in Wisconsin. Quit college a few semesters before I was supposed to move to New York and be an investment banker. Struggled, you know, like most people for a long time. Doing little projects here and there, and it really wasn't until I met Bruce where things started to happen, where we started to write together and I started painting, which is the only thing that kept me through all the times when I couldn't act. I could go to that.
You know, when somebody can write and when somebody can act and when somebody has the capability of then keeping it organized and trying to produce something, that is talent and that takes hard work. And so in my crystal ball or my magic 8-ball, if he keeps working at his luck and staying focused, then he has a bright future in this business.
Action, please. Action, 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 and action, please.
Bruce loves actors. Bruce has a respect for actors, and he is not locked into directing in one way. He can kind of direct on a curve. He can figure out how to talk to each individual actor.
Excellent.
He's an actor's director, and he's collaborative.
But I mean, have fun meaning take your time.
I appreciate that kind of collaboration. You don't get that with big budget films, with regular series television. It's great for somebody like me to be able to sit face to face with the director and say, here's the way I see it. Even if there's opposing views of a particular scene or situation, something better comes out in the end. You know, that was fun.
Bruce is this deliciously crazy guy that will do whatever it takes to get the shot and to get the performance out of the actor.
He knows what to say or what to do to get you to, you know, that point right when you need it.
He was a very easygoing director on the set. There was a lot of creative juices flowing. I mean, all these scenes had so many young, vibrant actors and actresses that it was just a lot of fun and a lot of creativity, and I think a good director like Bruce kind of steered it and also stayed out of the way.
On set with Bruce, you see him going up to an actor and being like, hey, come here for a second. And like, he'll take him into a corner and you're seeing them like in this very intense kind of chat. And he did that with me a lot.
I screwed up the shot.
He was great to work with. He was extremely professional. He was very courteous to all the actors. Very easy to, you know, make suggestions. If something didn't feel right that you were saying, if you could switch it, it would be something more comfortable for you. He was always just there for you and very supportive.
I wanted to be an actor myself, and I wasn't very good. Even though I worked quite a bit, I fooled them, boy. I fooled them. But I didn't enjoy the process of acting. But I grew to understand how hard it was to be an actor, so I automatically liked them. And I think it's the hardest part of the business, because you're having to expose yourself. So I protect my actors. I tend to worry less about the technical aspect of movie making and more about the story and the psychological aspects of it. I don't know a lens from a schmenz, but I do know if a scene's real or not. I guess that's an actor's director. My favorite part of this was that Chris and I realized the dream, and that's what got me through the rough times, and him as well.
I can't imagine a better way to do your first film than with so many people who are so experienced and just so giving when you work with them. It's a dream come true.
Seeing him emerge as the kind of actor that he's become in a very short period of time, and human being, that's really given me the most pleasure.
There was a part of it that was kind of like Old Home Week, because there's a group of actors that all kind of knew each other, and then there's a whole young cast that my character wasn't involved in, but since they were shooting in my home, I saw them every day.
Everyone that worked on the film kind of became almost family.
I had great fun. And it was a group of people that I really liked. I knew Joe. I knew Gail really well. Everybody was great.
It was an incredible film to work on.
Best shoot I've ever been on personally.
Wonderful people to work with.
Better than when I worked on Saving Private Ryan. Me and Spielberg were just talking about how good this movie is.
It's a wrap.
That's it, guys.
Nice. You guys.